Primary Arms introduced the ACSS reticle 10 years ago, their LPVOs quickly became one of the most popular in 3-gun and really anybody with an AR. And when Primary Arms debuted the SLX at SHOT Show a few years later, they brought 8-power LPVOs to the masses, within reach of even a poverty pony build. In this video, we're going to see if the 1 to 8 power SLX lives up to the hype. Let me start with a quick unboxing, and then let's just see the contents of the box. This is the Primary Arms 1 to 8 by 24 millimeter LPVO, the second focal plane, and the patented ACSS reticle that really put Primary Arms on the map. Comes with both front and rear flip-up lens caps, and let me just pop these off since we're going to take a closer look at the glass. It does come with an illuminated reticle. It's powered by a single 2032 coin battery in your illuminator knob here, with 11 levels of brightness. And let's just take a look at these turrets. And should point out here, this is a really nice feature. They included a storage space for a spare battery underneath your windage cap. That is a really thoughtful design feature. I really wish this was offered in a lot of other LPVOs, or at least any illuminated reticle. And these turrets are very old school in terms of having the information on the top and not on the side. Then again, it's not like you're going to be running these without the caps on, and you're going to be needing to make the adjustments from a shooting position, but it is a little tricky to align that dot to the numbers on the top. And let's take a listen. Very loud. These are very low profile turrets, so there's not a lot of gripping space, so it is tactile positive. It's just that because it's such a small gripping space, you don't feel as much as with a larger turret, but they are tactile positive, and there's no play on this at all. These are quite nice, and let's listen to the windage. Oh, if anything, maybe a little bit louder. And again, tactile positive. These are nice. All right, and let's just check out our magnification ring. Smooth. Good resistance without being too hard to turn. It does come with a clip-on throw lever as well, and there is a little nub. I wouldn't call it a fin on here, but yeah, if you were with gloved hands or wet, you'd have a little bit of difficulty without a throw lever. And let's just check out. Oh, this is smooth. All right, so let's mount this up. We'll take it outdoors, look through the glass, and then take it on the range and see what kind of resolution we can get with one of these. We are looking through the Primary Arms SLX at its lowest power of 1 to see if 1 really is 1 with this LPVO. And while it's not the flattest image in the world, I can say that it's pretty good for a budget optic here. You're not noticing too much distortion around the outer edges, and you can see that in the telephone pole there. It's pretty straight, whereas in lower quality budget optics you'd see that bowing out, especially around the edges of your scope view. Anyway, let's bring up our magnification about halfway to 4, because as we increase magnification, we are increasing all the faults in the glass. And let's just take a look at that hill there, and that's about 1,400 yards away. Overall image is still very good. No noticeable fringing on the outer edges or vignetting. Now let's bring it all the way up to 8 power. And now we're losing a bit of brightness, and we're seeing a bit of distortion around the outer edges of our image. Now, I can also see some chromatic aberration. That's a bit of purple fringe. You can see it in the tree branches, the tree trunks, as it's meeting the sky, as well as the giant cross on the left. There's just a little bit of purple fringe in the shadows. But it's clear enough that I can make out, just barely, the white trail marker sign that is peeking up above the bushes there at the top of the hill, 1,400 yards away. And that is an 8-foot tall pole with a 30-inch sign on top of it, which is a good proxy for an IPSC target at this distance. Now let's bring this over to darkened tree branches over here and take a look at our illumination. And I'm going to bring it, this is its lowest, which may or may not be in nod compatible, but let's bring it up all the way to its brightest, which is 11. And that's pretty bright, but let's see, more importantly, how does this look like at 1 power? Is it still daylight bright at 1 power? And in the shade, it is quite noticeable and helps the reticle stand out, because without it, I don't think you'd be able to see that reticle in that dark shadow. But as we bring it out, are we still seeing it? Yes. So I would say this is daylight bright, and for a budget scope, this is pretty darn bright. We're looking through the SLX at 1 power, and our reference target's downrange 100 yards away. And let's bring this up to 4 power, about halfway in its magnification range. Take a look. Still pretty good. We're seeing a little bit of chromatic aberration. And let's bring it all the way up to 8 power now. You can see that purple fringe. Let's check out our range of adjustments here, starting with our elevation. These are nice, loud, and tactile positive turrets. That's the top, but they are low profile, so they're a little hard to get a good grip around. And you can see that purple fringe quite dramatically where the shadows are meeting the direct sunlight there. Whoa, that's quite a bit of adjustments. We're still not. There we go. There's the bottom. Oh, let's just check that out there. Looks like some dead clicks. Yeah, look at that. Got some dead clicks. Alright. But we got a long way to go back to our 0. And let's see, on our dial. A little hard to read this dial. I think that's 0, or this one is. Alright, let's look at our windage. There we go. That's all the way to the right. It's hard to get a hold of these turrets. Oh, looks like a bit more on our left than our right. Okay, we have some dead clicks. See, there we go. Dead clicks right there. But will it come back to our target when I get this to 0? Let's see. Let me take a look here. I think this is 0. That should be 0 on the turret. Yeah, actually, it came back to 0 on our target, even with the dead click. So that's a good indication there. Let's see what our box test results are. Let's give a full turn, a full rotation on our elevation, full rotation on our windage. Now back on our elevation, and I'm just. I think that's 0 on the turret, and back on our 0 on our windage. There we go. Yeah. All right, passed the box test despite the suspicious dead turret clicks. All right, let's bring this up to 50 yards and take a look at our reference targets in greater detail. We are looking at our same reference targets now at 50 yards. We're back at 1 power, and let's bring this up to its maximum of 8 power. And wow, color vibrancy is really good in terms of color saturation. You can see that in our color card on the top left, and clarity is also excellent. I can easily make out a pair of 22 caliber holes in the target on the bottom left, just below the reactive sticker target in the center, and in our resolution chart on the bottom right, I can make out both horizontal and vertical lines down to element 3 and group -1, and with my naked eye, even finer still. Alright, before we get into my final analysis and conclusions, I'd just like to take a moment to recognize this video's sponsor, Aura. Now, a lot of the products I review are really helpful in a worst case scenario, and one of the worst scenarios has to be identity theft. That's why I use Aura. Now, for the cost of a basic VPN, I'm getting more than that. I'm getting credit monitoring, fraud alerts, $1 million in identity theft insurance, plus they've gotten me off of data broker lists. They've been amazingly effective in reducing the amount of junk mail, texts, and robocalls I get. So that's why I want you to get a chance to try them free. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and get a 14-day free trial. You can cancel anytime. And you're helping to support this channel by using that link. So thanks for doing that. All right, let's get back to the video. So that's the Primary Arms SLx. And when I post up reviews on LPVOs, whether it's a Night Force, a Monstrum, a SIG, or a Vortex, one of the more common comments I get is, "Hey Moondog, you should check out Primary Arms." I know, I own one. I bought this like 5 years ago, before I started this channel. Don't know why it's taking me this long to review my own scope. Well, one of the reasons is this is not my original scope. About a month and a half ago, I found a minor defect in my original scope, and I contacted Primary Arms about it, and Bob's your uncle. They sent me a return label and a brand new scope. So I gotta hand it to them. Excellent customer service. And this is not even their bougier PLX model. This is their entry-level SLX. But I still consider this one of the best values out there. In fact, this is my go-to optic on my own personal battle rifle. That's because I really like the ACSS reticle. It's the perfect balance of speed and accuracy and simplicity. It's a very intuitive tactical reticle and my benchmark for what a tactical reticle should be. And if you're interested in picking up an SLX, I've got product links as well as more information in my full write-up at moondogindustries.com, and you can find a link to that article in this video's description. Use that link and you're helping to support this channel. And of course, you can always help by simply hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. They don't charge you anything to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. So thanks for doing that and taking the time to watch this video. Moondog, out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.